season replays, fantasy drafts, ultimate creative leagues, and what if tournament. It's Coffee Cup Games with the coach, DKM. All right, so our first game today will be from the Cinderella Series, where we have the number 6 Kansas City Blues and the number 7 Buffalo Bulls. Both teams had upsets in the first round, and now we're in the semifinals, and Buffalo, the number 7 seed, leads the series 3-0 and has a chance to sweep. Buffalo has done this primarily based off of their hitting and great defense for them, even though they are ranked 15th in both categories. They have 50 hits in the first 3 games. They have committed only 4 errors, and they have scored 37 runs. Kansas City has scored only 10 runs. They do have 33 hits, but they have committed 11 errors. So an 11-4 on errors, a 50-33 advantage for Buffalo in hitting, and then obviously the score where it is a 37-10. So Buffalo has dominated. I mean, they have completely blown out Kansas City in the last 2 games with a 16-5 and a 17-3 wins. But they have a chance to win at home and sweep the Kansas City Blues. For the Blues, they're going to be sending left-hander Waddy Lee. He was a 20-game winner. He was their best or most frequent starter. He went 22-21 with a save. He had a 3.17 ERA in the postseason. He's got a very good 2.00 ERA, but unfortunately has a 1-2 record. For Buffalo, they're going to be sending up their southpaw as well, Dan Kerwin. He was 13-13, very average for his record during the regular season, but he had a very good 2.76 ERA. In the postseason, he is 1-0 within 3 games that he has started, and he has a really impressive 1.65 ERA. So there you are. Let's see what happens in the game. All right, in the starting lineups for Kansas City, they're mixing it up a lot, facing elimination, trying to see if they can change the path that they're currently on. But Hemphill will be still leading off. He's going to be in center field. Stewart get the surprise starter going to first base, batting second gear. The left fielder batting third. Coughlin moving all the way up to the 4th spot. He'll be playing third base, and Schaefer moving all the way up to the 5th spot. He's playing short. McManus will still be in right field. Gonding will get the nod as a catcher, batting 7th in auto field. The second baseman will get a surprise start, batting 8th. Waddy Lee will be on the mound and batting 9th. For Buffalo, not too much of changes, just a couple little bit of tweaks in the order. But here we go. Getman, center fielder, leading off. Atherton, the second baseman, will be batting second. Schreckengoss, the catcher, batting third. Carey, the first baseman, batting 4th. Halligan will be in right field, batting 5th. Hallman is going to be shortstop, moving up a little bit, batting 6th. Andrews, the third baseman, batting 7th. And Knoll is now going to be hitting in the 8th spot and playing left field. Kerwin will be on the mound, and he will be batting in the 9th spot. All right, so here we go. We are at Olympic Park 2 in Buffalo, and Kerwin is on the mound. He's going to be going against Hemphill, who's hitting only 229, not what you want for a leadoff man. And Hemphill is going to pop out. That's going to be 1 away. Next up is Stewart. He's getting a start today. He's playing first base. He's going to line out. Not sure why they're starting him, but here is Gear. He is hitting 200. Definitely not the guys you want, but Gear steps up with he has 0 RBIs and 0 extra base hits, and he in the first inning is going to get his first RBI and extra base hit with a home run over the left field wall. Here is Coughlin hitting 325. He's actually been hitting well. He's going to need a 1-5. He gets an 8, so that'll be a single. And now Schaefer's up. He's hitting 205. And that's going to end the inning. But Gear with a solo shot in the first to take a 1-0 lead. Here's Getman hitting 389. He's going to hit a fly ball to center field. We like when they have to make plays because they are not very good. This time Hemphill makes a play. Here's Atherton hitting 333. He's going to pop out the second to deal. And so that will be 2 outs. Here's Schreckengoss. He's hitting 425, but he's going to ground out. That's going to end the inning 1-2-3. Top of the second, here's McManus. McManus is going to hit a foul ball and near the bullpen, and Carey, the first baseman, is going to be able to pull that one in, and that's an out. Here's Gonding, another surprise starter. So several surprise starts here for their guys. They actually have Stewart, Gonding, and Thiel starting. Can't explain this one. It's almost like Kansas City is just giving up. But Carey's now up in the bottom of the third. He's going to fly out to left field. Waddy Lee keeping the Bulls hitters confused. And here's Hallman. Hallman's going to hit a fly ball to left field to Gear. Gear is probably their best outfielder, and he pulls it in, so that's going to be two-way. Here's Halligan hitting 333. He's going to pop out. So another 1-2-3 inning as Kansas City gets a quick run and still leads 1-0. Here's Waddy Lee, the pitcher. He's going to hit a foul ball to Carey, and he's got that one. Here's Hemphill. He's going to line out the third. That's going to be 2 down, and now we got Stewart, the surprise starter, at first base. He's going to hit a ground ball. That's going to be an out. Here is Andrews for us. He is going to lead off with a single. He's got some good wheels. And so we're going to go ahead and try to see if we can get a lead here. We don't have a good lead, but we're still going to try to steal as Lee is horrible about keeping guys close. We're going to try to steal again. Don't get a good lead. We're not going to push that one or able to push that one. And now Jack goes up and strike out. Kerwin is up, the pitcher. Definitely need something here. A third ground ball to third base. Coughlin's going to have to make a play. It's going to be a single and then an error. So Kerwin goes to second. A run scores unearned. Now Getman's up. He's going to rip a single. We are not going to send the runner with only 1 out and knowing that we can probably steal on this guy. He does get a good jump. He's not even going to, they're not even going to try. And now they're going to walk Atherton and bring up Ossie Schreckengoss, the catcher, who's going to line out our best hitter. Surprising move here where they want to load the bases with a chance of a double play, and it works for him as Schreckengoss lines out and then Carey pops out for the third out. Here we go, top of the fourth, a 1-2 for a home run. He doesn't get it. It's a 19 for Gear. So Gear, who already has a home run, now has a double, and now Coughlin's up. So we're doing well against everybody but Gear, it seems like. Coughlin's going to fly out. That's going to be an out. Now Schaefer's up hitting 200. He needs a 1-15. He gets a 9. And so Gear is going to be able to score easily as we're going to cut off the throw and try to keep Schaefer at first. But Schaefer wants to go to second. But no, he ends up on third with a missed throw. Bruh. McManus is up. He's going to hit a single. That's going to score another run. And so now they lead 3-1. And now Gonding's up. He's hitting 0 for 1 of their typical news guys. But it seems to be working. As he's going to hit a single, they're going to try to send McManus to third. We're going to try to get him. And we do peg him at third. But Gonding does take second. So 2 outs. Gonding's up. Here's Thiel. And he's going to draw a walk. Bro. Waddy Lee's up, the pitcher. He is going to fly out to left field. That is going to end the inning. But 2 more runs are added by Kansas City as they fight for their lives in the postseason. Bottom of the fourth, here's Hallman hitting 459. And that's going to be a pop out to the catcher. Now Halligan's up. He's hitting 324. He needs a 1-6, unfortunately. And fortunately, he still gets a 16, which is a double. So he's on second. 1 out. Andrews is up. He's going to line out. That's going to be 2 down. And now we bring up Knoll. Knoll is going to pop out. So for the second inning in a row, we have guys on base all over the place in scoring position, and we cannot take advantage of it. Top of the fifth, Hemphill's up. He needs a 1-5 for a triple. He gets it. And so he's going to be on third base. So these guys are just getting on base. Stewart now draws a walk. Kerwin does not seem to be on his game. And so Stewart's easily going to take second. We are definitely going to walk Gear. Do not want anything to do with him. He already has a home run and a double. So we're going to go against Coughlin. Coughlin's going to hit a ground ball to second base. He's going to throw it home. We're going to get the force out at home. So that's going to be 1 away. We're now going to go with the double play ball. Schaefer's up. He's going to hit a single to center. They score 2 more runs, and it's now 5-1. And now here's McManus hitting 333. He's already 1 for 2 with an REI, but he's going to pop out. That will be 2 down. Here's Gonding, and that's going to be a wild pitch. Gonding, the surprise starter here, is going to hit a fly ball to left field. That will end the inning with runners on second and third. So some missed runs left on by Kansas City. No complaints from me, as it is 8-4 on their hits, and they're leading 5-1. Here's Kerwin, our pitcher. He actually does play the field, so he is a pretty decent hitter. He's going to lead off with a single. And now we're at the top of the lineup. Here is Getman in 395, but he is only 1 for 2 today. Only 1 for 2 is 500. Do that, you'll be in the Hall of Fame, bro. He's going to line out, and now Atherton's up. He's going to hit a fly ball to right, and that's going to be 2 down. And now here's Schreckengoss, who is 0 for 2, and he's going to be strikeout. Waddy Lee is definitely keeping us at bay. Kerwin definitely not helping us. Thiel is up. He is 0 for 1. He needs a 1 to 15. He gets a 16. Lucky us. So that's going to be the first out. Waddy Lee's now up. He's going to hit a ground ball to third. That's going to be an out. Excuse me. And now here's Hemphill. He's had a triple his last at bat, and he's going to get a single now. Bringing up Stewart. Stewart needs a 1 to 5. He gets a 16. That's going to be a line out to Knoll out in left field. So, bottom of the 6th, here's Carey. Carey hitting 400 in the postseason, but is 0 for 2, and now will be 0 for 3 in the game. Here's Hallman. He's also 0 for 2, hitting 447. Man, our middle of our lineup has been incredible, but today they are not doing well. Halligan up. He's going to hit a ground ball, and that's going to end the inning 1, 2, 3. We get into the bottom third of the game. Top of the 7th, Gear, who is 2 for 2. He is finally going to be out with a line out to short. Coughlin's now up. He's going to draw a walk. And now they bring up Schaefer, who's going to line out the second. That's going to be 2 away. And now we have McManus up. And he's going to hit a fly ball to right field. Halligan's going to have to make a play. He does not. It is a single and then an error. He's trying to get it up. And so finally gets the ball into the infield, but McManus takes second. Coughlin's all the way over to third. And now we have Gonding up, who is 1 for 3. Even though he's a horrible hitter, we're going to go against Steele because he's even worse. And that is a smart play as he lines out. I don't know, Obergefell, right-handed. It seems like every time they ask that question, he's left-handed. For the trivia question, just in case you were wondering. All right, so we are in the bottom of the 7th, still trailing 5-1. As Kansas City's defense has only made 1 error, and they have 10 hits, but been able to hold us, Buffalo, to only 5 hits. Here we go, Doc Andrews up, trying to turn things around. He needs a 1. He's not going to get it. He's not even going to get close with a 15, so that's going to be a fly out to McManus, 1 down. Here's Knoll. He's 0 for 2. He needs a 1 to 9. That's not going to happen, so he's going to be out. And now Kerwin's up. He needs nothing other than anything that he just got, and he's going to be out. So a 1, 2, 3 inning. We're going to leave Kerwin in probably for 1 more inning. Waddy Lee, the pitcher, is up. He's going to hit a fly ball to center field. And that's going to be an out. Now we got Hemphill up. He's 2 for 4 with a triple and a single in his last 2 at-bats. And this time he's going to get a walk. Stewart is up. He's 0 for 3. And that's going to be a strikeout. That is Kerwin's first strikeout of the game. And now Gear is up. And a wild pitch again by Kerwin. So Hemphill takes second. Gear, 2 for 3 with a home run, is going to fly out to center field, and that's going to end the inning. Bottom of the 8th, our chances, we're down to 6 outs to be able to get back 4 runs and sweep the series. Here's Getman, top of the order. He's going to hit a ball back to the pitcher, and that's not going to help us as the lead makes a defensive play. One down. Here's Atherton. He's 0 for 2 with a walk. He needs a 1 to 17. He gets a 16. Man, we're cutting it close. So he is now on first base. We're going to try to steal. And he does, even with a 50% chance. We're that desperate for runs. We're taking risks. And Atherton advances all the way to third. Esconding throws it into the outfield. Here's Schreckengoss 0 for 3 as we're in the best part of our lineup. He's going to ground out. Here's Carey. He's 0 for 3. What are you guys doing? All right, top of the ninth. Here we go. Coughlin's up. He's going to hit a fly ball to right field. That's going to be an out. Here's Schaefer. He's going to hit a fly ball to left field. Kerwin, at this point, we're just going to let him in unless they start getting runners on. He's well over his pitch count, but I just don't care at this point. And he comes through, even though he's tired with another fly out. So that's a 1-2-3 inning. Here's our last chance. Hallman's up. He's hitting 436 in the postseason. He's going to lead off with a fly out to center field. Halligan's up. He's hitting 333. He's going to hit a fly ball to center field. Well, we're consistent. Andrews is up. Our third baseman hitting 226. He's 1 for 3. Good. Ooh, we stay alive with a walk. He's alive. He's alive. Andrews needing a steal here. Not going to take her chance of ending on a caught steal. So Nola's up. He's 0 for 3. And he's going to hit a fly ball to left field. So he mixed it up a little bit there. But it doesn't matter as it still ends the game. Kansas City survives elimination and the sweep, winning 5-1 on 10 hits. As they hold Buffalo to 1 run on 6 hits, and Kansas City lives to play another day. So that's the game for this one. 5-1. We're going to be going to game number 5. All right, so now it's game 4 between the Boston Beaneaters and the St. Louis Cardinals. St. Louis leads the series 2-1. What is very interesting in this one is the home team has not won once. So St. Louis trying to break that, Boston trying to keep that trend alive and bounce back and knot up the series at 2 games apiece. To do that, Boston is going to send up Bill Dineen, the right-hander. He is a 20-game winner during the regular season replay. He had 22-15 record with 2 saves and a 3.34 ERA. In the postseason, he is 2-2 with a 5.26 ERA. He has started 4 games, pitched 26 innings, allowed 25 hits, which is not bad, but has walked 14. He's going to be going against the legendary Cy Young, who in the regular season was by far the best pitcher, leading the league in some major categories, including wins and strikeouts. And he was 31-11 during the regular season. He had 3 saves, a 2.54 ERA, and he had 126 strikeouts. In the postseason, though, Cy Young has yet to get a decision. He has started 3 games. He's pitched 19 innings. He is 0-0 and has a 5.59 ERA. So let's check out and see what happened in this one. All right, so game 4 between Boston and St. Louis. This game was not a typical game from the year 1900, but was kind of exciting and fun to play. St. Louis in the bottom of the 3rd jumped up with 3 runs to take a 3-0 lead, and then Boston responded in the pivotal 5th inning where they scored 3 runs of their own to tie it, but St. Louis immediately responded in the bottom half of the 5th with an additional 3 runs. So they had a 6-3 lead that they would not give up. Both teams added a run in the 7th, making it 7-4, and then St. Louis really put it away in the bottom of the 8th where they added 3 more runs. But what made it so unique is Mike Donlin, the major league home run leader during our replay in the regular season with like 25 home runs, had his 4th and 5th home run of the postseason. He had 5 RBIs, 2 home runs. And so not something you often see. Cy Young finally comes out with a decision with a win. He actually pitched well, went 8 innings, allowed 8 hits, and he struck out 3. So he lowered his ERA and finally gets a decision. So there you go, game 4, Boston, St. Louis. The series is now tied 3-1 as St. Louis wins this one 10-4 and has a chance tomorrow with their last chance at home to wrap up the series. All right, game number 4 between the number 1 seeded Chicago Invaders and the number 4 Detroit Wolverines. Chicago is leading the series 2-1. Chicago won both of their home games, and then Detroit ended up winning their home game. Chicago won the first 2 with an 8-1 record, and then came from behind to win 2-1, while Detroit won in extra innings yesterday, 5-4. On the mound for Chicago, we will have Jack Cotole. He went 19-10 with 7 saves. He had the league's best 1.26 ERA. In the postseason, he's been almost as dominant. He is 3-0. He has a 2.45 ERA. He's pitched 22 innings, only allowing 13 hits and 3 walks while striking out 7. For Detroit, we will be sending up right-hander Jack Cronin. He was a 20-game winner, going 21-16 with 4 saves and had a very good 2.74 ERA. He was one of the league's best with 110 strikeouts. In the postseason, he has a 0.78 ERA, but he is only 1-2 as the bats of Detroit have been dead, and his defense behind him has been struggling, allowing several unearned runs, giving him obviously the 2 losses. But this should be a good game as Chicago leads the series 2-1, and we jump into game number 4. Let's see what happened. All right, so we just concluded game 4, and the thing I love about baseball and hate about baseball is that sometimes it can be very frustrating, and this was one of the situations. Both Chicago, Detroit. I remember I'm managing Detroit, the home team, and so both teams score a single run in the first inning, so it's 1-1. We get to the 5th inning. Chicago scores 3 runs off of 2 doubles, a couple of errors, and then a sacrifice fly, I believe, and a single. I don't remember. It was 3 runs though, and they get up 4-1. In the 7th inning, still trailing 4-1, we get the bases loaded. We score a run. Bases are still loaded, so it's 1 out, and the next 2 batters completely poop the bed, and we get no more runs. And so we end the 7th inning leaving 3 guys stranded, but trailing 4-2. We enter the 9th inning. We lead off with a ground out. Then we get a double. We score a single, hit a single, scoring the run. We go to steal second with McAllister, who's the guy who just got the single, who's one of our fastest guys. He goes to steal second. The catcher throws the ball in the outfield, so he takes third, 1 out. And then we hit a fly ball to left. It is going to be an out. We're tagging. It's going to be sacrifice fly. McAllister's a 1-15. The outfielder's arms +1. And so we send them, and sure enough, because it's a 1-15 with a +1, it's a 1-16. 16 on the dot is a play at the plate. And what do we get, of course? A 16. And then based off of different factors, it becomes a 50-50 chance. If we're going to score 1-10, we score 11-20, we don't. And of course, we get the 11. So 2 very, very unlucky rolls. McAllister's out at home plate to tie the game. And so we ended up losing this one 4-3 as Chicago now leads the series 3-1. Frustrating, but loving the game of baseball and Strat-O-Matic after this one. It was awesome. So let's check out the last game of the game 4s for today. All right, so last game of the day will be between Brooklyn, the number 1 seed in the National League, versus the number 4 Pittsburgh Pirates. Now remember, both of these teams ended up first and second. Originally in the year 1900, Brooklyn won the National League. Pittsburgh was behind them. So this was kind of like the big semifinal matchup that I was kind of looking forward to. And so Brooklyn won the first 2 games at home. Pittsburgh then won yesterday at home, and now we are again in Pittsburgh. So hoping for a win, and when you look at the pitchers, it makes the game even that much more exciting. 2 Hall of Famers for Brooklyn. They're going to have Joe McGinnity, the right-hander. He won 21 games, lost 13. He did have a 3.86 ERA in the postseason. He is 2-0 with a really impressive 1.30 ERA. For Pittsburgh, they're going to go with the Southpaw Hall of Famer Rube Waddell. As you probably noticed, he's on multiple teams. You can look back at one of our earlier episodes to see all that, why. As we did a profile on him, but he was 14-9 with 3 saves and a 3.20 ERA during our replay. But where he was most impressive with his strikeouts. He had 105 strikeouts, was one of the top in the majors. In the postseason, he's yet to get a decision. Still hasn't gotten one. 0-0. Hasn't gotten a save. He has a 3.86 ERA in 21 innings pitched. He does have 11 strikeouts. So a classic, brilliant matchup between two Hall of Fame pitchers, between two of the best teams originally in the year 1900, if not the two best teams. So really enjoying this series. So let's see what happened in this one. All right, so game four, the last game four of the day has just concluded, and all I will say is I'm going to come up and be positive, or I'm going to come up with three things that the Pittsburgh Pirates, who I was managing, three good things that happened for them. Number one, Honus Wagner was 3 for 4, continues to be amazing, awesome. Number two, we scored 2 runs in the 6th inning. And number three, Rube Waddell got a decision finally in the playoffs. That is it. That's all I can come up with. Nothing more. I might be able to come up with, if I really put a lot of thought into it, maybe some people who didn't have an error for us, but it was horrendous. Brooklyn killed us 9-2. The score was actually closer than the game. They jumped up early. We could barely get any hits. I think we might have gotten 7 hits against Joe McGinnity. They had over a dozen, and we committed 5, 6 errors. It was just terrible. The 2 runs that we scored in the 6th were great. It was good for morale, if you believe in that crap. Obviously, I do not. But it might have been 7-0 at that point. But anyways, 9-2, Brooklyn just completely dominated us. Showed why they are the best team in the National League and why they were the best team in the National League. And now Brooklyn leads the series 3-1. Just to be completely honest, I actually really enjoyed this game. Sometimes baseball is just like that. You just, that's the way it happens, man. That's the way the ball bounces off the bat. Sometimes where it lands, it's got eyes. It was awesome. Not complaining. Just hate being on the losing side of a game that completely was dominated by one team. That sucks. But anyways, that's all the game fours. Let's take a quick look at the standings, or I should say the brackets of the playoffs. So, all right, so let's take a quick look at the bracket. In the American League, you see Chicago, the number 1 seed. They won and now lead the series 3-1 over the Detroit Wolverines. In the Cinderella Series, the number 6 Kansas City Blues and the number 7 Buffalo Bulls. Kansas City won, so they avoided elimination, avoided being swept, but Buffalo Bulls still lead this one 3-1 and are at home for the next 2 games. In the National League, we got in the highlight series, Brooklyn and Pittsburgh. Brooklyn wins, so now they lead the series 3-1. And then finally, St. Louis and Boston, which has been a great series except for today. These games, St. Louis leads that series 3-1. As you can tell, all the game fours, none of them were really that close. Just really weren't. But hey, we have some games where they're all close, and then you have some that they just really aren't. But that's all we got for today. Until next time, this is Coach DK. Have a good one. Bye. All right, so we started this video a little bit before Christmas. By the time we'll get done with all the editing, it'll be after Christmas. But I did want to personally wish you a Merry Christmas, and hopefully you're enjoying this episode as a Christmas gift from me to you. So I'm asking you to show some love back. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment. I really appreciate it. And again, Merry Christmas. All right, so the first game for today will be the Game 5 between the number 6 Kansas City Blues and the number 7 Buffalo Bulls. This is the Cinderella Series, as both teams upset a better seeded team to make it to this spot. Buffalo leads the series 3-1. Kansas City did win yesterday to avoid being knocked out of the playoffs, as well as avoid being swept. But Buffalo is at home for the last time, and they are hoping to conclude and wrap up the series at home. Starting for Kansas City, we will have right-hander Dale Gear, probably their best pitcher during the regular season when we did our replay. He was 21-7 with 6 saves and a very impressive 2.54 ERA. In the postseason, he is 1-2 with a not so good 5.09. For Buffalo, we will be starting Ernest Hooker, the very rarely used pitcher. He only started 22 games. He was 4-11 at 3 saves and 4.33 ERA. So his ERA wasn't as bad as his record. In the postseason, he has not pitched at all. That's why I say rarely used. But this will be his first outing, as we're going to give him the ball and send him to the mound in hopes of clinching the series. So let's check out the game and see what actually happened. All right, so game 5 just concluded, and we took a risk with Ernest Hooker, and let's just say it did not pay off. Buffalo, our team made 6 errors. They made 1. It just seemed like they got up. We kept on playing, like chasing them, but we just never could get over the hump. They scored 4 runs in the first. We got 1 back. They scored 2 runs in the top of the second. We got those 2 runs back in the bottom of the third, making it 6-3. In the fifth, they added 1, 7-3. In the seventh, we added 3 runs, making it 7-6. But they immediately responded with 3 runs of their own, and we just couldn't catch them. At the end of the day, the score was 10-6. Buffalo still leads the series 3-2, but now the next 2 games, if they both get played, are going to be in Kansas City. So Kansas City making a little bit of a comeback here, being down 3-0, won the last 2. Now they get to go home. So who knows? Is this the Red Sox comeback on the Yankees? I don't know. Let's check it out next time. So now let's check the next game. All right, so today is officially Christmas. 'Tis the season. So I just wanted personally to say Merry Christmas to you all. May God bless you. May you remember that God loves you. And remember, please, the real reason for the holiday. But with that being said, let's jump into Game 5, our second game of the day. We have the Brooklyn Superbas, the number 1 seed, going against number 4 Pittsburgh Pirates. Brooklyn leads 3-1. As mentioned multiple times, this is the original year 1900 number 1 team in the National League versus the number 2 team in the National League. Brooklyn won it. Pittsburgh came in second. So let's check who will be the starters today. We have for Brooklyn, Frank Kitson, the right-hander. He went 18-8 with 7 saves and a very impressive 3.12 ERA. So looked really good during the regular season, and looks just about equally as good in the postseason. He's 2-0 with 3.07 ERA. For Pittsburgh, we're going to be sending Sam Lever. He was 14-16 with a 3.57 ERA. In the postseason, he is 1-2. That says 3 saves, but I'm not sure if that's correct. That might be a typo, but he has a 3.13 ERA. He's only allowed 21 hits in 23 innings pitched. So, good pitching matchup. Obviously, Frank Kitson, based off our record in the postseason and the regular season, looks like the better pitcher, but Pittsburgh is at home. This is a do or die for Pittsburgh, so let's see what happens in the game. All right, Brooklyn and Pittsburgh. This was a fun one for sure. Game 5. Brooklyn jumps up in the top of the second. They get the bases loaded on only 1 hit, a couple of errors, and then we end up walking in 2 batters. I was Pittsburgh, obviously. We walked in 2 batters, and then another error added a 3rd run. So they jump up 3-0 after the second. We, though, bounce back in the bottom of the third. We get 2 runs, so it makes it 3-2. In the 5th inning, Brooklyn adds a run, making it 4-2. But Pittsburgh, in the bottom half of that inning, the 5th inning, we get 2 more runs to tie it. So we just keep on fighting back. Brooklyn decides to try to make a huge separation in the top of the 7th as they score 6 runs. It was an incredible offensive. Just we could not get anybody out. But they ended up getting 6 runs. So making it 10-4, but we are not going to quit. We score a run in the 7th, but leave 2 guys in scoring position. In the 8th inning, we score another run and leave the bases loaded, and so it's 10-6. Missed opportunities. We go into the bottom of the 9th, still 10-6. We get the bases loaded again with 2 outs, and then we hit a ground ball to short for an easy out. And so that ends the game, but we definitely fought a lot of missed opportunities. So did Brooklyn, but at the end of the day, Brooklyn wins this one 10-6. I think the game was much closer than the score showed, but they end up winning the series 4-1, and now they are the first team to advance to the league championships for either the American or, in this case, the National League. So Brooklyn will be playing the winner of St. Louis and Boston, who comes on later today. But Brooklyn, congratulations. Not happy that you beat me, but well done. All right, so we entered into the night games where now we have the number one seeded Chicago Invaders trying to wrap up the series on the road against the number 4 Detroit Wolverines. On the mound today for Chicago will be Chauncey Fisher, the right-hander. He went 19 and 17 with 3 saves and a very, very good 2.14 ERA. In the postseason, he's primarily been used only in relief. He is 0 and 0 with 2 saves. He has not allowed any runs. In 7 innings of pitched, he has allowed 4 hits, 0 walks, and struck out 1. For Detroit, we will be sending up Joe Yeager. Yeager went 17 and 9 with 0 saves and a 2.13 ERA. In the postseason, he is 2 and 0 with 0 saves and a 0.35 ERA in 26 innings pitched, where he has only allowed 6 hits. So, very, very good pitching duel here. You obviously have Joe Yeager, probably one of the best, if not, I would say he is the best pitcher in the postseason right now. And then you got Chauncey Fisher, who has been incredible in relief, now finally getting a start. So, let's see what ended up happening in this game. All right, so Game 5, Chicago, number 1 seed, trying to wrap up the series. Detroit, home, the number 4 seed, trying to survive and continue the series. This was one of the longest, if not the longest game. I think it's the longest game I can ever remember playing. But here's what ended up happening. Chauncey Fisher, the Chicago's pitcher, ended up going 8 innings, allowing only 5 hits. He was absolutely incredible. Joe Yeager for Detroit, our pitcher, he went 10 innings, allowed, I think, 9 hits. Both pitchers were incredible, but as you can tell, at the end of the 9 innings, the score was 0-0, 0-0. And we went in extra innings multiple times in extra innings, even during the original 9 innings. There were runners on third base that people just did not score. So guys were there, get that last out, and the inning would be over. But this was exciting to say the least. We got all the way to the 16th inning with the score still tied 0-0. And then Chicago sends up Hartman, who leads off with a single. Next batter strike out, and then they get a ground ball to the right side of the infield. So Hartman's able to go to second, but they get the easy out at first. So there's 2 outs, runner on second. They then hit a ball to third base where there's an error, and so Hartman scores, making it 1-0 in the 16th inning. But in the bottom of the 16th, Dillon leads off for us. He leads off with a triple, and then Harley follows up with a single. So we end up tying it in the bottom of the 16th, a double play, and then a ground out or fly out, and the inning's over. So in the 16th inning, both teams finally break through with a run each, but the game continues in the extra innings, or more extra innings, and then we get to the 18th inning. Yes, the 18th inning. Where Chicago's up, they lead off with a single, and then there's immediately a double play. So there's 2 outs, and then all of a sudden, everything goes crazy. McFarland gets a walk. Dummy Hoy gets a single, so there's runners on first and third. Hoy steals second. We intentionally walk Patton to go against Sugden, who gets a single, and so he knocks in 2 runs, and then Sugar comes up. He hits a double, and then the outfielder makes an error, so 3 runs score. And it was ridiculous. So they end up getting 5 runs, but game's not over yet. We lead off the bottom of the 8th, and we start off with a single. We then get a walk, and then we hit a line out, and then a game inning 6-4-3 double play to finally end the game in the 18th. But I know we went long to this, but that's, hey, you got to do what you got to do. Explain this one because it was crazy. Chicago ends up winning this one 5-1 in 18 innings and wins the series 4-1. This was a fun game to say the least. I don't even know who ended up getting the win. I think it was Patterson. Roy Patterson got the win. I think they went through like 7 pitchers. We went through like 4. We had like 6 pinch hitters. They may have had like 5 pinch hitters. I mean, it was just crazy amount of players that got time in this one. Ed Seaver ended up getting the loss, going 4 innings, I think, at the end, allowing only 3 hits, but they all came in that last 18th inning. So this was a fun game, but ultimately Chicago wins 5-1. They win the series on the road, and now they will be in the American League Championship. So we still have one more game left. So let's see what happened in that one. All right, so we are finally done with all the game 4s. We're now concluding game 5s. This is the last game of the episode. It is the last game of the day, the final night game, which is appropriate because it is late at night, Christmas Day. I hope you all had a wonderful and blessed Christmas. Time to celebrate with family and friends. Hopefully you were able to remember and celebrate the real reason that we have Christmas and what it offered and what it meant. So with that, we are having Boston, the number 2 seed, going against number 3 St. Louis Cardinals. St. Louis leads the series 3-1. Is the last chance for St. Louis to win at home before the series would go back to Boston. So St. Louis hoping to clinch it here at home. But on the mound for Boston, they will be sending up Nig Cuppy, the right-hander. He was 11-8 with 3 saves and a 3.51 ERA. In the postseason, he's been struggling. He is 0-2 with a 6.52 ERA in 2 games he has started. Pitched 19 innings total during the postseason, allowing 22 hits, 6 walks, striking out 2. For St. Louis, we're going to be sending our left-hander, Cowboy Jones. He went 15-19 with 3 saves and a 4.18 ERA. In the postseason, he is 1-1 with a 4.60 ERA. He has started 2 games, 16 innings pitched with 21 hits, 3 walks, and 3 strikeouts. So I would not say either pitcher is overwhelming here in their stat lines. Nick Cuppy seemed to have a better postseason or regular season, but Cowboy Jones seems to be doing better during the postseason. So on this last game of Christmas, let's check out what actually did happen. All right, so that ended the game for Boston and St. Louis. Very back and forth game. Boston jumps up in the top of the first when Sullivan hits a 2-run home run, but we bounce back in the bottom half of the first inning when we get 2 doubles in a row and a single to lead off the game, getting our own 2 runs. So it's 1-1. 2-2 after the first. Then we get to the third inning. Boston scores a run. We follow up answering immediately in the bottom of the half, and it just seems to be the way the game is going. In the middle innings, it's kind of like they get a runner on third with 2 outs. They can't score. We get a runner on third with 2 outs. So it's going back and forth. But then finally we get to the 7th inning, and St. Louis, after a fly ball, McGraw walks, and then Keister hits a single. And then there's an error as the ball is coming back in, and so Keister goes to second, McGraw's on third. Jesse Burkett, our Hall of Fame player, and our number 3 hitter, hits a single for a 2-run RBI shot, and needless to say, we then jump up 5-3. We get in the last few innings. Boston is unable to answer back. And so at the end of it, St. Louis wins 5-3, which means St. Louis wins the series. So a 5-3 game, St. Louis wins at home. So now let's just take a quick second. Let's look at this playoff brackets and see where everything falls after today's game 5s. All right, so here we are with the standings. As you can tell, 3 of the 4 tickets have been sold to the league championships. In the National League, you see Brooklyn finished off Pittsburgh in 5 games, so they advance, where they will be playing the number 3 seed, the St. Louis Cardinals. So that one's already established. Chicago, the number 1 seed in the American League, they likewise, it took 5 games to finish off Detroit, so they're in the American League championship, and they will be playing the winner of Buffalo and Kansas City. Now, Buffalo was up 3-0. They had 2 games at home to win it. Kansas City answered back in both games. The most recent was a 10-6 one. So Kansas City now is trailing the series 3-2, and it goes back home to Kansas City. But Out of the 5 games so far, 4 times the away team has won. So we'll have to see what happens there. But that's pretty much everything for games 4 and game 5 is where everything stands. So until next time, this is Coach TK. Have a good one.